All praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And I just watched the video that Apostle Tahar put up showing it was called Heathen Street Food, and mainly it was just Elam, right? Which they are quite disgusting, man. Right? Everyone knows this, and they're arrogant towards Jake as well. But they're like quite a disgusting nation, man. Right? And I remember I watched a video where you had the who I think is a Jake. You had this guy China Mac, and he was in America. No, he was in India. Excuse me, he was in India, just doing a vlog showing like the tourism there and stuff like that. And some random Indian guy came up to him and held his nose and was speaking in, I believe, like maybe it might have been Urdu, trying to insinuate that China Mac stank, right? And then China Mac started getting ready to want to like fight him or whatever, and then that calmed down or whatever, and no fight ended up breaking out. But on that video, I went to the comment section, and everyone on that comment section was finding it absolutely hilarious that Elam was telling anybody that they stink, and was like, man, he was trying every Uno reverse card. People had all these jokes. There was like, Elam, what they were saying, an Indian, trying to say that somebody else stinks is one of the most hilarious things that I've ever seen in my life, because as much as people want to say about Jake, they can't say that they can find us doing stuff like that in mass. They can't find us doing those dirty stuff like that. And as far as that food stuff goes, you can't find Jake doing nothing like that. There ain't no footage out there that I've seen of Jake being like that, man. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because in the kingdom, we're going to rule over you heathens, man. Them heathens are doing stuff like that right now, and they're not even under the curses. They're not even under the curses, man. You think that in the kingdom we're gonna have, mate? If you can, if you want to. But in the kingdom, you think certain nations are gonna be over. Certain nations aren't gonna be able to be over certain things, man. In the like the when we're trying to maintain our kingdom, certain nations ain't gonna be in charge of food, man. You have to clean up for something, man. You ain't gonna be in charge of no food. Knock you out your sandals, man. Trying to cook for Jake like that in the kingdom. You heathens better never try nothing like that in the kingdom. Man, what, man? I can't believe, man, that some of that some of that video was hilarious, man, though. Man, Elam really are some nasty motherfuckers, man. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm keeping it real out here. I'm singing it real. Elam really are some nasty motherfuckers. One man was making some kind of egg roll thing underneath from his armpit, bro. What the hell is that? The woman made a one of the videos in that video one of the clips in the video that Apostle Tar put up, the woman made a chapati off the man's head, bro. She put flour on his head, slapped the flour down his head like a small hat, little stupid hat that they have on their head, yeah, and started putting the bread roller, the rolling pin on his head, man, and rolling off the chapati off the man's head, bro. What the hell is that, man? They're using, so lucky they're using some dirty ass grease, as if the dirty ass grease is seasoning. Washing the kitchen goods in a damn alley, like in a damn puddle. Absolutely disgusting. And they'll come to Babylon the Great, or they'll come to the UK, and they'll look at you like and talking all that bagga bullshit, chatting shit. You'll walk past them and they start chatting shit in their language, and you're looking at them, you're like, mate, who you talking to? Like, who you talking to, man? Got the nerve to look up their nose when they believe that a rat's a god as well. If you want to take it there, a rat's a god and they're there thing, but they'll laugh at us believing that Yahweh Shai is Yahweh Shai. Ha ha ha! Jesus is black. You think Jesus is black? Yeah, motherfucker. You think a rat's God, nigga. But before I go too far in, let me just let me just read this scripture, man. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. No other nation other than the Israelites is going to have a one unified mind of righteousness, man. No other nation. Because you might say, oh, but that's just the poorest of Elam. That's just the poorest ones. Mate, the richer ones will be eating camel. So let's not try and make it like they any more finesse out here, man. They'll be eating camel and a whole bunch of madness that the scriptures say you ain't supposed to be eating as well, man. They just might cook it in clean oil. The richer ones have got the money to pay women to number 2 on their head, man. Why is that what you would want to do when you get to the bag? Why is that the thing you are trying to do when you get to the bag? And then people might say, oh, Diddy's a demon as well, man. But what about what y'all nations have did? And that's why it's hilarious when all these people try and chat smack, because we know that they're disgusting, man. And then there would be, like in the video that Apostle Tahar did, there would be an Edomite in there trying it all out, which shows that Esau's just the worst of all, man, because the man made a Skittles omelet, bruh, pouring a Coca-Cola into a frying pan, right? Some Skittles and some Lay's potato chips, and the Elam heathen that was making it for him was looking like, you sure you want to do this, motherfucker? Like, ain't you supposed to be the holy grail so-called white man? You sure you want to try this, motherfucker? Like, you sure you want to eat this? Like, you really want to eat this? A Skittles omelet, Skittles and some eggs, fried in Coca-Cola with some potato chips on it, and then put on a dirty ass leaf. Like, you sure you want to eat this, motherfucker? And he ate it. That's the thing with Esau. He's the worst one, man. Esau will literally, man. I'm not even gonna say that part, man. But hey, I bet he's done it though. What I'm thinking in my mind, I bet Esau's done exactly what I'm thinking in my mind to say, man. Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and to rebuke many people. We're gonna rebuke a heathen if we see him doing that, man. Especially if we was to ever see him trying to do it while preparing some food for the daughters of Zion or for the sons of Zion, mate. You think you can try and cook some food like that, mate? Your sandals will be in the air and they'll be on their back, man. They'd get knocked out their sandals trying to do some BS like that. The hell do you think this is? Like, the heathen truly are gross, man, but they want to talk up their mouth towards the children of Israel and make out like we ain't shit. The nerve, bro. The nerve of these people, man. I can't wait for these heathen to be under Deuteronomy 30:7, man. Because they're already jacked up. They're already jacked up now, man. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Like, these heathen are not gonna have the chance to be trying to think they can just, like, man, they're absolutely that video is absolutely disgusting, man. I laughed at while I was watching it. But mate, these heathen are grimy and dirty, dirty, stinking, man. And that's why I'll be saying on these videos some of the time when I'm going in on these heathen, dirty, stinking heathens, because they're tramps. And people say, oh, he's racist. Well, I'm going to say some of the lines that y'all say. Pattern recognition is not racism. Yeah? Pattern recognition is not racism. Like, pretty much every single person in that video was Elam, but you could have did a video with some other people. And if you was to do a video with Esau, and some of the things that he'd be putting in people's food, it'd be way worse than that, because Esau will put some madness in your food, right? In a lab somewhere. And he'll put bare sugar in it or something like that and make it taste real good. Like some of the food from that video, like if you ate that, you'd be on the toilet bowl, mate. You bought a 16 pack of Andrex, okay. By the time you get off the toilet bowl, you're gonna have one roll left, man. Not to get too graphic, but that shit was disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting, and that's why we need to rule over these heathens. We have to rule over these people. They can't think for themselves. They're disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting, man. The heathen deserve to be ruled over because they can't do the right thing of their own self. It's naturally in Jake to not want to do stuff like that. Putting it like the man, I don't think y'all understand. The man was putting. If you haven't seen it, you then go watch it, man. That video that I posted to her, but the man was putting a chapati under his armpits. Then there was another one where the man's foot bottom was black with mud. Man's foot was black like soot, and he was taking whatever it was, the food, and putting scratching his foot off, and putting it into the food, man. You understand? And some might say, "Oh, that's just that guy. That's just that guy. That was a foot masala. Foot masala, mate. You need your yo. These heathen are grimy and disgusting, man, and they need to be ruled over. Straight up, they need it, man. They need to be ruled over, bro. Straight up. Let me get this. Like, man, we really must have angered Yahweh for him to make these people be above us. Because the thing is, if that guy that makes that foot masala, making that foot foot madras, was to come over to Babylon the Great in particular, especially, right? UK too, but Babylon the Great especially, he'd be brought up above Jake. And he'd maybe be able to become a millionaire and have a chain of a couple of restaurants, man, and a corner shop and that. And then they'd be trying to watch Jake coming in to see if they're stealing. All the while he got there from making foot madras. Foot bottom madras, bruh. Foot bottom samosa. But trying to flex. Man, you heathens need your ass whooped, man. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 14. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabians, men of stature shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. They shall come after thee, in chains shall they come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely Yahweh is in thee, and there is none else, there is no God. They're going to realize that all the gods that they believed in, because that Elam's, all them Elam that was in that video, they believe in some kind of God, but they don't think that their God, they obviously must not think that their God would find it unethical for them to put scratch their bottom of their foot off and pull it in the food, to roll a chapati off your head and give that to somebody to eat, to put your hand in some food, deep, like, mate, there was one video in there, I'm remembering it back, there was rats eating off the flour dough, and while the same time the rats eating off the flour dough, someone's peeling it off and wrapping it in, putting it into things and turning it into the meal. There was another one where the meal was already cooked, and it was like about 5 or 6 rats on top of the meal conversating. And then the man's there pointing his finger towards them and saying something. He probably was trying to do a prayer, man. Like, man, I can't believe that this meal's being blessed by the rat god. Because you know how Elam is when it comes to rats already? Worshipping them, man. When it's a rat, mate, that's rodents, bro. That ain't no god. But they got the nerve to try and come and talk shit to Jake, you know. Verse 15, verily thou art a power that hideth thyself, O power of Israel, the Savior, because Yahweh has hid himself and made these heathen be over us right now. They'll get more respect and be given the benefit of the doubt before you will. If you go into the shop, the security guards and the security guard have to pick which one shall I follow around. I can't decide. They're gonna decide you. From the youngest of us to the oldest of us, they're gonna think we're up to no good more so than them. Even our own people are gonna be thinking that in their mind, man. They shall be ashamed and confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols, because their idols don't think that it's wrong to do that. Because you might say they're making that food for their own people mostly, especially in the places that food is being made. And there's no reason why it'd be more beneficial to scrape your foot off and put it in the food. There's no reason. I know there's a term in the hood, or you put your foot in it when you made that. We don't take that literal, man. That's not literal. The one man had like half an arm, like 3/4 of an arm, down to the nubs, and was slapping the thing, whatever it was, underneath his armpit, man. You understand? Don't men have hair under their armpits? Yes, we do. And he was doing that. Like, what the fuck, man? Absolutely disgusting. You couldn't have got somebody else on the food if the guy's only got one arm. You couldn't have got a 2-armed guy. You couldn't have given him a plate to slap the thing down on. Like, surely a plate ain't that expensive over in India. Surely it ain't, mate. But anyway, man. Verse 17, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh everlasting salvation. You shall not be ashamed nor confound world without end. And it's a shame to be underneath people that are living like that, man. Now, I ain't going to say that all of them heathen would get more respect than Jake, but they would still, if they got to get a more chance in this world, to think they're better than us. Even the fact that they think they're better than us is ridiculous, man, because they're clearly not. But anyway, I'm going to end the video there, man. Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.